Arequipa day 3. I'm getting all the blessings right behind me, so I'm gonna share this day with you. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Mommy heard that chicharron in Arequipa is actually pretty good. And this is how it looks. So much meat. It's called La Lucha Sanguchería Criolla, which is right here in the main street, Mercaderes, right next to the church and right next to Starbucks, where I'm about to get me some coffee. So this is the one that we chose. And it's free tour. It's about 2.5 hours. It starts right next to the monastery. This tour starts about 10 o'clock in the morning and it walks you throughout the city. Remember, these guys don't get paid for this. It's all based on tips. So be nice. Tip away. Plenty of houses like this here. The closer to the plaza, the richer you were. However, now this is part of a university and they pretty much donated the space for art and culture. We are now in the main square, the main plaza, and fun fact, this is one of the most beautiful squares in South America. I think it's the 4th or the 2nd because of its symmetry. So if you notice, everything is perfectly symmetrical. Fun fact is that the church, what you see right here, is actually not the front but the side of the church, which makes it look much bigger and again symmetrical. In 2001, that tower right over there fell due to an earthquake. It took a few years or a year or so to rebuild it. It was the last earthquake that hit Arequipa, 2001. What you see is something very peculiar. In 1800s, this was open in an orphanage, and right next to it, there was a school. Interestingly, it was an orphanage for girls, and the school was also for girls as well. Now, we're talking about the 1800s. Nowhere in the world females were being allowed to be educated, and this happens for quite some time until the owner died, and they turned this into a jail. Eventually it got sold again, and now it's part of a museum, part shops. It was excellent. It was really cool. And remember one thing, these guys work off tips. He spent 2.5 hours navigating us through the whole city, walking. We walked over 3 miles or something like that. So be nice, tip. The average is about 10 to 15 to 20 soles per person. Welcome to Alpaca World. Food has always been a thing for Peru. Bars are where this fusion food started. But restaurants then turn into picanterias. And they only open for a few hours a day. I think there's a waiting time, but I'm not sure. Okay, there's a lot of people here. This restaurant is only open for about 5 hours a day. Therefore, you have to be here and play the waiting game. I've heard that the food is amazing. This, my friends, is fried cheese. Salty, the sauce makes it a little spicy, very flavorful. Pastel de papa. It has cheese, potato, and some kind of sauce in it. Rocoto relleno, chupe de camarones. There's one more iconic dish here in Arequipan cuisine, actually Peruvian cuisine. It may look weird to you, and it does to me too. It's called cuy chaqchao. It's staring at me. I'm pretty sure it's gonna taste like chicken. Because everything fried tastes like chicken. Cuy is an expensive dish. The Inca was the only one allowed to eat cuy in the very old days. And then it was passed to like rich families to be able to do that. So have that in consideration. It may not look as good as you are used to see food look like, but it's part of the country.
Excellent. Excellent.
First time trying cuy. I'm really full. That's a lot of food and man, totally worth it. Highly recommend to stop by at this spot. Lines are crazy, but 100% worth it. Come by. La Nueva Palomino, señores.